reminded me of fruitcake, and that's not very tasty. Hey! No, I was not reading ahead. Miguel, quit asking if I'm reading ahead. I'm not. No, I'm not. All right. You're here for chapter 35, fruit and nut cake. Now, remember, your job is to listen and then answer the questions correctly with complete sentences. I've already told you how to copy and paste the question and then change it to your answer to make it even easier. All right, let's get started with chapter 35, fruit and nut cake. So over cocoa and fruit and nut cake, which was mostly wolfed down by the animals, Sid and Eric started to put together the last part of their mission, code-named Bananas. It was now nearly midnight, and the police could come knocking at any moment. It was decided that they should depart at dawn for the seaside with Gertrude, leaving the parrot, the baby elephant, the seal, the flamingo, the crocodile, and giant tortoise, and, of course, the enormously bottomed baboon to stay with Bessie next door. The problem was, how were Sid and Eric going to get Gertrude to the seaside? From London, Bognor Regis was a good 50 miles or so away. Sid didn't own a car. Neither did Bessie. Nor, of course, did Eric. Or Gertrude, for that matter. Gorillas just can't get the insurance. It was far too far to walk, especially if you had old tin legs like Sid. So a train seemed like the best option. But how could they smuggle a gorilla on the train without anyone noticing? In the corner of the kitchen, Eric spotted a battered old wheelchair. "Maybe we can use that," he exclaimed. "For me?" asked Sid. "No, for Gertrude. The hospital gave me that wheelchair to me after the war. The nurses said I should use it if I ever needed to take the weight off these tin legs of mine. We could push Gertrude in it. But everyone will still be able to see that she is a gorilla." "Then we need to disguise her." "As what? An orangutan?" "No," said Eric. "That would be plain silly." "Nobody will be looking for an escaped orangutan," reasoned Sid. "All we need is to smother her in marmalade. Then she'd be all orange." Gertrude pulled a sour face. She didn't like the idea one bit. "No!" exclaimed Eric. All right. There's no need to shout." "No need to shout," repeated Parker the parrot. "We need to disguise Gertrude as a person," stated Eric. They both turned to look at the gorilla, who was sitting cross-legged on the floor, demolishing the fruit and nut cake Bessie had brought round. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Gertrude then rose to her feet and pattered around the room on all fours, scratching her bottom as she hunted for crumbs. "How on earth are we going to do that?" asked Sid. "We need to dress her up." "We can dress her up as much as we like, but what about that face of hers? Beautiful though it is, it's a bit of a giveaway. It's very gorilla-ish." "You're right," mused the boy. "Maybe she could wear a gas mask." "I don't think she's going to like that." "It's worth a try." Everyone in Britain had been issued a gas mask because of the fear of poison gas attacked by the Nazis. So Eric picked up Sid's from the kitchen table and tried to fit it over Gertrude's face. Unsurprisingly, the gorilla yelped, "Yeah!" and immediately yanked off the mask and hurled it across the room. Luckily, Parker the parrot ducked just in time. Squawk! The gas mask hit a framed photograph on the wall. Smash! Clunk! The boy winced. "Not my best idea," he admitted. The gorilla nodded her head in agreement. Eric went over to pick up the photograph. It was an old faded black and white image of a much younger Sid on his wedding day. She was standing proudly next to his bride, Aunt Hilda, who was wearing a veil. Sid's wife Hilda had become ill and died many years before, but he had remained remembrances of her all over the house. "How about we put Gertrude in that wedding dress?" exclaimed the boy. Sid spat out his cocoa. Splurt! It sprayed all over Body the baboon, who scurried up the net curtains. "A wedding dress?" thundered Sid. "Why would we put Gertrude in a wedding dress?" "Then she would have a veil like Aunt Hilda to cover her face." The old man fell silent for a moment. "That's not a bad idea." "Thank you," replied the boy proudly. "But where are we going to get a wedding dress from at this late hour?" Might Bessie have one? Oh, I doubt it. Bessie has never been married. Not yet, teased the boy cheekily. Steady on. Maybe she could help us make one. Out of what? The boy stood up, stepped over the crocodile, and made his way to the window. There he took hold of the net curtain and wrapped it around himself. Out of this. It was long and white and crumply, not unlike a wedding dress. Clever boy, chirped Sid. Clever boy, repeated Parker the parrot. The baboon leaped down off the curtain rail and squatted on the boy's head. Not now, Bati, said Eric, lifting her off and placing her on the table. Just then Bessie bustled through the back door, carrying a tray piled high with biscuits. Here you are, my loves, she cooed, and immediately the animals surged towards her, eager to be fed. Oh, steady, one at a time, she exclaimed. Bessie, began Sid, we need you to help with something, please. Anything for you, Miss Sidney. You know that. I need you to help make a wedding dress. Tears welled in the woman's eyes. Oh, my very own Sidney. Never thought the day would come. She rushed over and embraced him, planting kisses all over him. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I do. I will marry you, my Sidney. We can be together for all eternity and beyond. Sid gulped. Gulp. As politely as he could, Sid unhooked Bessie from him. No, he spluttered. The wedding dress is not for you. Oh, so you have another woman? Would you care to tell me the name of this floozy? She demanded. It's Gertrude. The lady looked mightily confused, and more than a little disgusted. You are going to marry a monkey? Gorillas are apes, corrected an irritated Eric. You are going to marry an ape? No, snapped Sid. No one is marrying anyone. We are going to disguise Gertrude as a bride. Whatever for? So she can have a veil covering her face, said Eric. Then no one will know she's a gorilla. Well, that is clever. Very clever indeed. Of course I will help you. Let's get to work. That's exactly what they did. They tore down the net curtains, measured Gertrude, and set about making her the prettiest wedding dress they could. And that, my friends, will do it for chapter 35. Now remember, it's time to do your job. What's your job? Answer those questions correctly with complete sentences. Once again, copy and paste the question, change the question to your answer, and then you've restated the question. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time for chapter 36.